Yeah, get that clapping. Hey, Sally, what are you doing back here? You want to do some more drawing? Is that what you want to do? Okay, let's do that shit. How about we draw ourselves a peony to fit a gap? The screen is recording. Right, first of all, let's get on that old Pinterest. Tattooed person. Yeah, she'll do. Right, let's take her. Right, we'll take this. We're going to put it into Procreate. Here's one I did earlier. Open up your A4 like you normally do. RGB is fine. Remember, I've got my background dulled a little bit, just ease on the eyes so it doesn't hurt your soul. Coats out the way. Okay, so let's bring in our image. Alright, here's our girl. Right, she sent me this picture. She hasn't. I don't know who this is. But let's just say, for argument's sake, she sent me this picture. So we stick that in a layer and enlarge that layer to the gap that she wants filled. And she wants the gap on her shoulder filled. So let's fucking make this huge. Let's get the gap. Take up most of the space of the image. Right, she's been a bit of a fool and sent me. Might as well just, whilst this is pissing me off, Procreate, please fix it so that when you enlarge a photo, it doesn't just crop to the image area. I have to keep bringing it over to Photoshop, the app of Photoshop, to print stuff. Now I can move it along if I'm printing anything bigger than the A4 sheet. Please, it'd be so handy if you just did that. Right, so anyway, here's our area. This is the area we're gonna be tattooing in. I'm just gonna turn my iPad that way so you can see it better. Here's the area we're going to be tattooing in. Right, so now let's turn the opacity down on that so we can still just about see it. I mean, obviously this picture ain't straight on. If I was asking a customer to send me something, I'd get them to send me a picture of it straight on. Anyway, turn the opacity down on that and lock that layer. You know how this goes. Lock that layer up. Make another layer. Let's call this layer Sketchy Madoo. Okay. So let's get our Eagle Hawk pen. All right. Prop my back of my chair up. That's not it. Come on. Oh, that's better. Oh yeah, nice and straight. Okay, let's do this. Eagle Hawk is out. Let's go. Sketchy Madoo. Right, let's just sketch out a shape. Okay, let's just say this is the shape that we've got to work with. Like I said. Right, for the argument of this, we're not going to go down on her armpit, so let's just say that's the shape. She wants that area filled with a peony. So let's do it. So now I'm going to put that down as well. New layer. Actually, let's change the layer name of this one, called Shapey Madoo. And then lock that, and this one will be called Sketchy Madoo. Okay, right. So now with your Eagle Hawk selected, let's draw the basics of a peony. Thinking about body shape and the gap that we've been given. So I'm going to go out on a whim and say that we should do this facing inward. It just feels more natural. When you're tattooing either side of the body with something like this, I always feel like, the same goes for faces, like portraits. They always look like they'd be better if they face it inward. Not in every part of the body, but on the chest for sure. if they're facing outward, it looks a bit, I can't explain it. You know that word where things are, yeah, right, inward. So let's find, for a peony, I'd always find like the hub first. So that's the main, the bulb before it opens up. Okay. And then you kind of want concentric circles. So let's say the next row of petals will be there. And this one's going to be a bit sporadic, but we'll draw them on anyway. So the next row will be there. And you kind of catch my drift. And then there's going to be leaves coming off all over the place. So, oh no. Okay, we're going to have to name this Shapy. Shaky? Shapy, Madu. Lock that. New layer. Now it's sketchy, Madu. Okay. Now do. Right, so now you just gotta go for it, man. So I'm just gonna go for it. I'll be back in a minute. The petals will be coming out like this, but there will be a point where you'll get petals that kind of like this part here that don't know where to go. So you just got to be a bit clever with it. And I'd suggest trying to show as much underside of petal on the splayed out petals as possible, so you can then incorporate black. So it doesn't look like there's loads of black in the middle and it's all on the splayed out areas as well. You see at this point here, what I'm drawing now, where they kind of meet in the middle, they're kind of both facing inward. Bring that up a bit. Right, so you've got to a point now where you filled out the circles, or you know what I mean, them parts with petals, and now there's some gaps still. She wants the gap filled, man. She wants the gap filled. She doesn't want to just be left with these more annoying, smaller gaps. This is when you bring in the leaves. And the leaves are a good opportunity to add more black where there won't be as much in the shading. So let's add some leaves. They're just going to look like petals till I line them in. And we're trying to work around this writing. She wants to keep the word luck, so we can't go over the word luck. And I don't like things going behind things with these skin areas separating the two. No, we won't do that. If needs be, we could bring this around here and like scoop some leaves underneath or something, but no, I think we'll just keep it as is for now. Right, so there's the basic shape. You've noticed I've left the middle bit empty. It's because that's where we can really add our personality to this. And it's quite busy, so I don't want to go draw things like that too small, because you won't even fucking see it. Now I'm going to make another layer for the refined sketch. And we're going to call this one Sketchy Madoo Part 2. Sketchy Madoom. I like that more. Let's keep that. Sketchy Madoom Part 2. Right, so let's make sure you turn the opacity down on Sketchy Madoo. That's it. And Sketchy Madoom Part 2. Here we go. Let's refine this. And this time we can add the flow to the petals. So the lines that go through it that show the shape, show the energy that comes out from the middle of the peony to the edges. And we can add our own personal little touch to the center. Let's do this. Right, so these little bits I'm drawing on now, this is where you're going to add your extra black on the edges. So these bits here. And I think these, you'll see why in a bit, in a short while. Let's sneak a leaf in there. Alright, so I like that. I'm happy with that. Not there. So there's my rough. Now let's do something. Let's add our touch. Actually, first we'll add the flow of the leaves. So these help. So look, you just add lines, lots of lines to show the direction of the leaves, and it adds to the character, man. Underside. And it helps you realise where some petals could do with a bit more direction help. Some of these petals are going the wrong way or facing the wrong way. Alright, now we add our character. So what I usually do is you've got to imagine this is a sphere in the middle, yeah? So it's whatever you're doing is going over that sphere as if it was stuck on it. 3D. So, not that you'd notice it too much at this angle, but yeah, so let's say it's like this. And I like my little, almost looks like a cross. The little dots in the middle there. This is my little touch. I'm not saying I created this. God, I probably subliminally ripped it off from somewhere. But I just think it looks nice. And then you can add like a little star in the middle that will be white when you tattoo it. Anyway, there's our rough sketch refined. Now it's time to do a proper sketch. And for the sake of a long video, I'm not going to shade today, and I want you guys to shade it your own way, but I'll explain how I would have shaded it at the end. Anyway, let's do the refined. So Sketchy Madoo Part 2 down, and I'll actually put Sketchy Madoo number 1 down more so I can see more of that one. And now I'm going to lock both of them. And this one's going to be called Liney Madoo, I guess. Lindy. Linda Madoo. No, let's not do that. Come on. Lining Madoo. Cool. Right, so I'm just going to use my peppermint and just line it. I might add bits here and there, so keep an eye on that shit. So right now I've noticed that maybe there's not enough upturned parts of the petal to help bring more of the black out. So just fucking add some, you know. It's nice to have a bit of variation, so you can add a little bit there. So these bits here will be, in my style anyway, will be black or very dark. And then the bits of the lines on the underside. So would this be the underside, overside, or whatever? The inside of the petals, these bits, would be very light, like really light. You make these lines kind of black, and then have a very soft shade coming out from the corners. I'll put up some examples here. On top of this, I'll put some examples up of peonies I've done before so you get what I'm talking about. What the fuck? And remember, your leaves will be dark as well. It's about balance, man. It's about balance and good contrast. I don't always get it right, but I like to try. Yeah, I like that. Right, and also another bit I didn't add in the sketch, but I will add now, is I like to add things. Just watch. Imagine it all going to a center point there, or curling in on themselves as well. And then I'd add a little like star in there. Right, that was lame. Let's try that again. Little star in there. Cool. I'm happy with that. So like I said, all the undertones will be very black from the base in black. The leaves will be pretty black. I'll add a lot of wisps. Like I said, I'll put up more examples of my peonies on here, but I think you get the idea. And there we go. I quite like that. That's really nice. I felt like that was a little bit of a success. All right. So, man, follow along. Make your own. You know, like, copy this for the tutorial, but go off and make your own ones using these ideas. Like, these are the tools to help you move along with your tattooing career, and I really fucking hope it helped. As always, I really appreciate everyone that comes and watches these videos. If you could support, buy me a coffee or get on my Patreon and support me, it means I can make more of these. Just want to make sure, like, you know, I'm finding good ways to help you out. You got any suggestions down below? Go for it. You know, it would be even greater as well as if you get in contact and send me some pictures of some gaps, and I'll fill them for videos. I'll come up with some ideas we could do together for some more follow-alongs. I hope she's happy with this design, but she fucking tells me to change it on the morning of the appointment. Damn! Thanks. See you guys around.